Hi, Shannon. I'm gonna try and condense this because I feel like I ramble a lot in them. So I'll go at a good speed so that you can follow along, and I'll kind of just chat as we go with it. So we'll do a little bit of eyes. I'll show you, I have majority of the colors right now that you got, which is great. So I'll show you how you can do a really pretty, I know you like natural neutral, so we won't do anything crazy. I think it is for an event you're going to, so we can glam it up a bit. And then I start with my eyes and then we'll do our face after. So first things first, you want to moisturize. Because it's cream makeup, that's how it will blend nicely. If your skin's dry, it'll be a little bit tougher to blend. So I'm gonna do that. I'll put a little bit on the eyelids. Okay. We do have a really nice cream, but you can use any moisturizer you have. This is our milk cream. Very natural ingredients. It's just super hydrating. I love it. Okay, so in your palette, I'm assuming you probably already popped them out of the tins and slipped them in. If you didn't, that's fine. Because if you didn't, that might even be better because the names are on the back of them. So I'm going to use Aura and Sandy. I can actually get away with those colors pretty well. You were actually kind of in between a color Amber and Sandy. I think once we come into the fall, you'll be more amber. So if Sandy, but with your freckles right now and the way you are with the sun, you are definitely matching closer to Sandy. But if you find Sandy, even right now, is a little too dark, I'm going to show you how to neutralize it because I'm kind of a blend of Sandy and another color as well. Okay, so we'll start with the eyeshadow. So you actually want to you can use either highlight like your Aura or your Sandy. I would go Aura though, just because Sandy is a little bit on the darker side, to prime the lid. And we're gonna apply most of this with our fingers, especially when people are new to the makeup. The fingers are just best because you can really put it exactly where you need the product. And then as you get comfier, you can apply with brush too. So I just lined, I didn't put a whole lot. You can also just kind of, I'm gonna use the blush and bronzer brush because that's what you got today. It's actually what I mainly use anyways. So you have a base. So it's just gonna make the eyeshadow stay on well. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is go into our cupcake, and that's gonna be the base. It's a really nice color. It's very neutral. I already have mascara on just because I had it on from the day, but obviously it's better to do your eyeshadow than mascara. So you're gonna wanna just put that all over. Some days I even go up on the high crease too. Some days I honestly even just wear this. It's just really brightens the eye. So put that all over. And again, if I'm going fast, you can kind of pause and work at any point. Okay, so you got Bend and Snap as more of like your medium tone, which is really great. What I'm gonna have you try is go into the outer corner, and then we're gonna bring it into the crease a bit as well. I did have Bend and Snap like last month. I ran out of it. I'm gonna use one that's a little bit deeper because my medium brown is almost too light. You might not see it in the camera. So I'm gonna use, this is actually Holly. It's definitely a little richer than yours, but you will get the good idea of it. So we're gonna close your eyes and we're gonna wanna go in the outer corner here and just kind of blending in a down motion. So we're getting the edge, and then don't be shy. You're gonna wanna then blend it into that crease. You can kind of be messy with it after you've already kind of dabbed it in that place. Now you want to be a little bit messy with how you blend it. I'm sure this is kind of how you already are applying your eyeshadow now. Okay, so depending on what I'm doing, where I'm going, like I might just kind of leave it there, just like lighter in the outer corner. If you want a little bit more glam, you can of course add a little bit more into more of the center and then blend it up into that crease. So it's buildable. You can put as much product as you like, okay? So then pause this, and you can do that to your other eye. Okay, so I did my other eye. Don't worry if it's a little messy on the edges because we're gonna clean that up with our makeup. Sometimes I'll go back into my cupcake because it's really nice to have the lighter on the inner, and I'll just kind of tap a little bit more on and blend it in there with our cupcake. Okay, and then I sometimes will go a little bit more in the crease if you want to really have that sharp, bright edge. Okay, so next would be the Angel's Landing. You don't have to take it out of your palette. It was just already out of mine. I typically use my finger. I just find it packs nice on the finger. On the brush, it tends to fall a lot. That's another reason why I always make sure I do my mascara at the end, just because it will fall on the lashes a bit. So if you want, you can start with the brush and then just touch it up with your finger if you want to start this way. And you're just going to go more center inward here with the Angel's Landing. Okay, so the brush does get a good amount. If you want more of like a light shimmer, I would say brush. But if you really want the glam, I'll go in with my finger because it'll pack well. And you can honestly just pat it. It's going to be a little bit messy till you clean it up. There you go. And then you could always just clean off any excess. And then that would be on the inner. It's really, really pretty, especially with like blue or green eyes. And then my second side, I'll pat on. I kind of use brush and finger. Okay, so again, you can add or take away as much as you want from that. Then this is really pretty with like a brown like eyeliner or pencil eyeliner. If you have some of that, I'll just kind of go in the creases. It's really pretty too if you do like a little bit of like a light wing and you can drag it out. If you have like an edged brush, I'll do a brown and I'll drag the crayon out to a light wing. That's really pretty. Okay, so that is that glam with the Angel's Landing. Sometimes I even just do the cupcake and the dark in the outer crease and then through. But if you want, if you're going out to an event or something like that, it's really pretty to put that glitter on the inner corner and then through the centers. Okay, we're gonna do our face. Okay, so for every day, I would most likely say for the face, what I typically do, what you would probably do too, if you just wanted like a very lighter look, would just be a highlight, bronzer, blush. I will show you the contour aspect because you'll probably want to do that for your event. But some days I do contour, some days I don't. So I'm going to do most of this with my finger, like I told you, because you can just really place it well. And then as you get comfy, I can show you how you would do it with the brush. So I'm going to dip into that Astoria. You have this as well. And you don't want to, some people you'll notice put in the cheekbone. You actually want to go like into that indent. You actually want to go slightly higher because that's what's going to slim the structure of the face. You don't need a lot, like that is plenty. Don't be nervous about applying this perfect. That's the nice thing with cream is you can blend and move this around. It's not like regular makeup that when you make a mistake, you have to like sometimes wash your face. So even if they're not identical, we'll be able to blend them to look good. So cheekbones, and then you want to go nice and close to your hairline there. Okay, you can do lines like I'm doing. Sometimes you'll see girls do cheetah hack method. So that's that same idea. It's just a different application method. Okay, so that would be that. Nose, totally optional. Some people don't like to contour their nose, some people do. So you would dip. You don't want to go on the outer edge because that's just going to emphasize the actual size of your nose. If you did want to sculpt it, you're going to go slightly on the inside. Okay. If you have a makeup brush, like my eyeshadow kind of has like a fine tip, you could always use that. Or a lot of people just use their finger. You do want to kind of carry it up a little bit towards the top to get like that long structure. And look, there I went too high. The thing with this that's awesome is you can just literally wipe. Okay, beautiful. And then if you'd like, I don't always do my jawline, but you can. So same thing, you don't want to go on underneath. You want to go like right on that edge because it's gonna give that structure. Good. Okay, that is step one. Step two, we're gonna go into your lightest highlight. So that would be, you have Aura. I'll use Aura right now as well. So we're gonna do inner corner and outer corner of the eye. You've probably seen that makeup trend on Instagram and it works really well to lift the face. So I just have a little bit on my finger. So inner, and sometimes nice to come in through the nose a little bit as well. And then outer. And this is what I mentioned, we're gonna clean up and give like a sharp chiseled. If you really like, which I don't think you do, but like some girls really like to have this super light under eye, you could carry this through. But in your case, I don't think you need that. But if you wanted to, you would just add some dots in the center as well. Okay, hopefully I'm not boring you. Take this light highlight and you're gonna draw it now down the center of the nose. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's just gonna help with the nose contour. So we did our contour, we did our brightening highlight. So this would kind of be, as you know, as concealer. And then now we're gonna go into our main highlight. So Sandy for you, I'll wear Sandy right now too. And that's just like your foundation. That's like your main color all over. So essentially just dab this everywhere that you don't already have color. So I'm going in my Sandy. So I'm gonna kind of just fill in the dots, like paint by numbers here. Again, it's totally buildable. So you can start lighter and add more later if you feel like you want more coverage. Kind of get close to that contour. So Sandy's starting as summer's ending to be a little dark for me. If you feel like it's dark after your first like trial application, what you can do is some dots of Sandy and then put a few in between of your aura, and it'll kind of just like neutralize it. Your lighter color, you can do a bit of a blend. Okay, so I'll do that right now just so you can kind of see what I mean. Add a couple auras. Okay, woo! We're gonna blend now. So you're gonna grab your brush. Okay, when you get into fine spots, I'll just like pinch it. Okay, so we'll start, you wanna start with the lighter colors because it's gonna be on one brush. So start with the lighter colors and then you'll go into the contour. Some people are like, how do you use one brush? Doesn't it kind of like carry over? It's incredible, it doesn't. So we're gonna start with the lighter colors just to prevent that even more. And you're just you don't wanna like completely swipe it. You kind of wanna tap, just so it leaves it in its spot, but blends it. For the eye here, you can swipe, just because I mentioned about cleaning that up. So that'll just give you like a nice sharp edge there. Okay, so you're just kind of like tapping, tapping, tapping. Just kind of go around the contour for now. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just gonna blend, blend, blend. Okay, under that eye, carry. Don't always, sometimes I forget about this portion. Make sure you get some brought up there. Okay, and then I won't put any on my lip, but I'll kind of just bring any excess there. And then forehead, light ones, tap, tap, tap. Okay, so now contour, you kind of want to go in the direction that it was applied. So either like this line and then also kind of carry it up. We don't want to bring it down because we're going to try and lift the face. This is usually the best way. So again, in that direction or up. Same thing here. Okay. So that's looking good. Snatched, pinch, and just go. I did put a little much here, but again, once you blend it, it's nothing you can't really fix. Right, and then nose, this you definitely want to pinch because you want to kind of keep the line. And I promise the more that you do this, like just practice a couple times before your event, you kind of get the hang of it. Okay, and then you can kind of just do like an overall brush in case you're worried about anything not being blended. Okay, bronzer and the blush is the best part. So option, if you want to be like really bronzed all over, you can use the wide part. So I'll show you, I'll do one side with the wide part and I'll do one side with the narrow part. I usually use the smaller part because I really like having that definition of when you see people with that really like contoured look. So I'll do the same thing with the bronzer, but it's also nice some days if I want to have a really good glow all over, I'll kind of brush it everywhere. So I'll show you both and you can pick. So I'm going to go into my bronzer. So I'm gonna dab it right on the big end. What I kind of do first is tap, because you do want to keep it within this vicinity, right? That jaw, cheekbone area. And you just kind of dab and you can do little swirls, okay? So there you can do the version like that. Again, it's completely buildable. Put as much as you want. With the smaller end, it's honestly very similar. It'll just be a little bit more isolated. So you can kind of see the difference from this to this. That's just having like a bronzed all over, but if you want more of that contour look, you would do that. Okay, but I'll even it out so that my face is the same. Okay. Then you want to do, so we want to do places the sun will naturally hit. So we have our cheekbones and then kind of those corners of the forehead. But I know you are very familiar with bronzer, so you know where you like it already. So I'll usually just do that. And it's kind of nice to do that 3. Okay, so then bring a little here. You don't ever want to have too wide of a neck, so you sometimes I'll really blend it down. Okay, so 1 like that. Okay. And then I think you got carousel. I don't know if I have carousel right now. I have a bunch of pinks, but I'll do a really bright pink Hollywood, but you're gonna do the exact same method. So I'm gonna use this one. So you can dab your brush right in. So there's 2 different methods. You can, some days I'm feeling it, like I like a really pink cheekbone and I carry it up. Some women, or some days I feel like it too, they just like it in that upper area. So I'll show you. You can dab it right on the ball and carry it up. Again, this is buildable, okay? Or you can do just this higher part. It is recommended that if you do want that, I keep saying snatched, but snatched look, to do just the high end. But sometimes it's just also really pretty to also have it on the ball. So that's again, total preference. I really like to add some on my nose as well. I just find it gives you like a little bit like a sun-kissed look. And then you're an illuminator, so you have angel. So you would just kind of dab into that. You want to put that, you already kind of know this, high parted cheekbones. You can use your brush or your finger. Again, you can kind of see I go back and forth. You're gonna love this. Your face is like just so dewy and glowing and looks really healthy. And then I like to put some on the tip of my nose. And then Cupid's bow. Okay. Option if you want for lips, so you can use that carousel on your lips too. A lot of girls like to line their lip with their contour, so you would use your brush and you can, it is going to be like a brown line if you're okay with that. So you could use like an eyeshadow brush or something and line your lips with your contour, unless you have your own contour you want to use. Some days I contour my lips, sometimes I don't, but then you can add your carousel. So maybe I'll do some Frenchie. And you can put that on your lips. This isn't extremely long lasting. Like after you drink and eat, it'll come off. So that's what's great about this compact, is I will throw it in my purse if I want to touch up maybe like a little bit of my blush or a little bit of my lips before I take a photo or something like that. But that is pretty much everything. It's hard in a phone, so I don't know how great it looks. I think it looks pretty good. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm sorry, I tried to make this short, but it's just so hard when you're explaining. It's gonna look so good on you. Please send me a picture and let me know if you have any questions. Honestly, anytime, message me, and I'd love to help. Yay, thank you. I hope you enjoy.